Hello everyone, here's a video that I never thought I'd be making. At least not right now, but apparently I've struck one of Andy's nerves. They're ever so sensitive. So he made a video about me. Anyway, I figured I'd respond because it's pretty funny. So whilst I'm covering his latest video, which is, as far as I can remember, it's like less than 24 hours old, I'll also be covering his pitiful response to the video I made a while ago. It wasn't really worth a video on its own because it's low effort and it's rather short, but if you put two low effort short ass videos together, you can make a rather decent reaction video. So, people of the earth, please attend carefully. This video opens up with this text, establishing that Andy was too lazy to make the rant. Yes, I am aware that he used the wrong "to." A fine opening to said rant that he was too lazy to make. Can't help but find it funny that his description is, "I was lazy on this video, I make sure to make good exposure videos." So, you make good exposure videos but do it really lazily? Okay, that makes perfect sense. Assuming you've forgotten what sense is.
Professor Curious is a sad little man.
That certainly is true.
Who used conservatives' evidence.
That is certainly not true.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Andy refers to anyone who disagrees with him on anything as conservative. This bit of insanity he had to steal from Stetson Hardwick because he's too thick and lame to come up with his own brand of insanity, the dog fucking retard. Also, it's kind of funny because he's had homophobic and rather racist videos on his channel, pretty much denouncing black people and gay people. But, apparently, I'm more conservative than he is. Not that conservatives are racist, but, you know, it's typically associated with the right wing. Write your answers on a postcard as to how the fuck that works. But anyway, I'm not even going to dignify the idea that I'm right-leaning, because Andy doesn't even know what that means. Not that being conservative is a bad thing to begin with, but, well, from what I remember of my past videos, whenever I made a political discussion or a joke, they were usually more at the expense of the conservative right, such as making jokes about arguments presented by the NRA. But admittedly, I've been working on making things a bit more balanced in recent years, especially given that my views are becoming a bit more central with each passing year. As far as sources go, I'll use whatever's factual. Andrew holding a knife to his dog is apolitical as far as agenda goes. It is simply fact that he did this, and cannot be interpreted in any other way than the factual way that it is presented. Both Andrew fucking Neild and Jeremy Corbyn would agree that that is a video of Andrew threatening his dog with a knife.
And doesn't show proof when he talks about games he used no information whatsoever.
I honestly don't know what the shit Andy means when he's talking about this. I asked Andy to elaborate and the response I got was, "SMH dude, you're literally the meaning of trash." Which doesn't answer my question at all, but okay. At least I qualify as trash, Andy. For the record, this isn't something anyone has ever put to me before, and I've had people say the opposite, in both a positive and a negative light. Some people feel the level of detail makes my videos special, and others have told me that it makes my videos too long. Andy most likely hasn't watched my videos, so he wouldn't know this, but the majority of the time I back up what I'm saying with some sort of audio or visual evidence, unless the footage is unobtainable for one reason or another. Also, forgive me if the proof thing was about the conservatism, but due to Andy's rant script likely resembling a newspaper clipping message left behind by a serial killer, the poor text-to-speech robot likely had a hard time processing it.
He sucked my vagina.
Oh god, imagine if Andy had a vagina. It'd probably resemble like a ham sandwich full of rancid meat, and it'd probably fucking reek of fish.
Yeah, the sock I'm using is a girl.
Nobody gives a fuck about the gender of your shitty Sonic OC, especially when you change it from one day to another anyway, and all of your art looks like AIDS took a two-dimensional form like that one Doctor Who episode where the 2D people attack everything. Wait, hold on a minute, is that why the voice sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks got kicked in the bollocks? Is this meant to be a female voice, Andy? Because it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like C-3PO got brain damage from inhaling too much helium.
Also, Professor Curious is using his views for clout.
I legitimately don't know what this one means. Like, is he accusing me of tying my self-worth to my views? It'd be kind of sad, because I'm only getting like 18 per video on a typical day. Is he trying to say that I'm using people who watch the videos for clout? Something that is a word that I don't even use because it's fucking cringe, as the childers would say. I mean, if I am, I'm essentially using 2 people, or 3 at most, recurring viewers, for low value fame, which is just Andrew levels of desperate and stupid. I'm sorry, but if anyone wants to try and play Hut Whisperer and tell me what the fuck he's on about, be my guest. I don't care enough.
And I hope he passed away.
Well, no, I clearly didn't, because I'm making this. I assume you meant passes away, which would be the future tense, you blubbering Neanderthal. In which case, I am actually humbled, actually moved by how much you care, Andy. Sadly, given that the evil inside you is slowly killing you like one of them cursors, I am very likely to outlive you, as you aren't likely to live for the next 5 years, and currently look like death warmed over. You might expand your lifespan a little by avoiding stress, but you'll never do that, ousting yourself as a paedophile dog rapist. Anyway, Andy tires himself out doing nothing, and tags a different crippled Avenger in, Ronnie Vane. Ronnie is actually someone who I was asked to look into for my Purgatory series, but he's not worth firing up fucking Premiere Pro for, given that he's basically B-Tech Andy. He's like Andy's fluffer. He just hasn't done anything worth talking about. He's done shitty things, sure, but I don't fucking care. He wants the attention, so what's the point? But he hasn't done anything quite like stabbing his dog, because he doesn't have the scrote or the spine to do so. Personally, I think he should probably get away from Andy whilst he still can, but Ronnie was never really one for sense, so why bother? Anyhow, despite me having a grand total of 2 conversations with Ronnie, he's taking to the stage to fire up some pot shots at me with a version of his avatar that looks like it's having a stroke. So that's fun. Take it away, Ronnie. I might want to, wipe some of Andy's semen off your mouth and your teeth first. Don't want it spraying everywhere.
Hello, I'm Ronnie Vane.
Oh good, he even sounds like he's having a strunk. Outstanding, fucking outstanding.
Professor Curious is an asshole.
Well, Ronnie's got something right there. So far so good.
Who deserves to be punishment.
Okay, I can't help but find that funny. I'm so lost. Are you saying that I should be a thing that exists to punish other people? Like, my physical presence or the presence of my videos are so bad that I should use them to punish people? Or are you saying that I need to be punished personally? I mean, I would agree with the latter. I do deserve to be punished. Preferably by a busty blonde Swedish woman with an extensive collection of riding crops.
Please put the hashtag Professor Curious needs Jesus.
Not gonna lie, didn't think that would be my first ever hashtag. But I like it. Shame that literally nobody's taking it up, because I find it brilliant. Unfortunately, I hate to inform you that Jesus and I already buddied up in a previous episode of my show, but we aren't on speaking terms anymore after he left me to get curb stomped to death by Satan. So yeah, fuck that guy. And it ends, mercifully, with the message, defeat Professor Curious. Well, at least he spelt my name right. So, that was, woeful. Good thing that you put that thing in about it being lazily made. That almost excuses its shoddiness. Actually, no. No, it doesn't. Any whore, that's that. Complete shit. Don't even know how to follow up on that clumsy mess. Guess that's what happens when you give a sentient beanbag chair the bare minimum resources to make a shitty video. So, let's take a look at Andy's other shitty video, which he barely responds to that half-hour long expose that I made on him, shall we? This is Professor Curious Attention Seeker, and it's a response to that time that I posed as Andy's campaign manager. Brings back memories. This video's even more shit than the text-to-speech one, so I didn't bother fucking responding to it at the time.
Okay, this is a rant on Professor Curious.
Spoiler alert, it's not.
So, first of all, I'm not a scared cat because I yesterday want to give you attention because
Oh, and going forward, I'm going to admit one thing. Andy is barely intelligible when he speaks, so I might get one or two things wrong. I'm actually using the caption system to help me, to aid me in writing this script. So forgive me if I misinterpret anything he says. Don't think it really matters anyway.
attention because that's what you want.
So, Andy isn't afraid of me, is he? I think he is. Usually when I bring up sick fuck, I notice that comment sections get locked down very quickly. It's almost like he's afraid of somebody seeing them.
And I really knew that they were undercover, so...
No, you didn't. Because most of them weren't undercover, which resulted in a bunch of innocent people getting angry messages from you from that video. You're so fucking thick you weren't able to figure out that if I didn't bother hiding someone's name and face, it was because they weren't involved. Next time, and there will be a next time, sooner than you'd like actually, I'm taking extra steps to make sure that no names or faces appear in any of my videos because everyone clearly needs protecting from your clinical retardation.
I don't have time to make a video for this guy.
Of course you don't have time to make a video on me. You're far too busy making shit like videoing this toy cat on a screen, or attempting to groom children online, or laughing at 9/11 footage. You have nothing but time, so that's an invalid excuse. Go fuck yourself, you bloated dumpster baby.
He's an attention seeker.
No, Andy, I'd be doing this regardless of whether anyone else watched what I was doing or commented on it or whatever. Believe it or not, my gaming videos are a lot easier to make than this. Admittedly not quite as fun, as none of them has resulted in well thought out responses like this. But I consider this an effect, not a goal. It is the effect of my hard work pissing you off enough to throw a clueless temper tantrum and embarrassing yourself further.
Who get out of context.
There is no context on this planet that makes you look any better. Any less shitty. Even if it's dark humour like you keep saying it is, what you're doing is still fuck awful and you deserve to be a pariah forevermore.
So yeah.
And that's the end of that ineptitude. So, what we have here are two hilariously pathetic attempts at, I don't even know what he's trying to achieve here. He's not got followers or friends to attack me. Nothing bad has happened as a result of either of these videos. And the crippled Avengers are so limp-dicked, none of them would even be able to bother me if they put their singular mind to it. But, if you want to respark our little rivalry, Andy, if you want me to make some more videos about you, you got it. I was gonna put it off. Admittedly, I have a few deadlines to meet, and I honestly didn't have much by way of a time constraint on this video. Until recently, I thought that a lot of people knew about it as well, but apparently I was seemingly wrong. There's a dark secret about Andy that honestly needs to be made public, and I'm more than happy to be the one to do so. not to bait, but it's going to take a bit of explaining and a bit of build-up, so it's going to have to be its own video. I don't want to gloss over this one. This one's fucking tasty. So join me next time. The next time I talk about Andy, that is. For Andrew Velasco, sick fuck. Andy, just between you and me, I think you're fucked up, mate. I think you've taken a shit with your clothes on. See you soon.